I'm just wondering how is this going to work? I mean, some people are looking to see, currently foreigners who are currently doing jobs they can do leaving the country en masse. Some people are saying no, they're going to wait until their work permits expire. It might not be renewed, and we might see them leaving. People have different ideas of how this is going to work. For someone who is in the industry right now, how are you hoping that this will be implemented?
It's a gradual process. Rome is not built in a day. It is going to come in phases. And everybody that has the work permit now could be allowed to work until the work permit expires. And definitely transfer that job to a Nigerian, which is the best practice around the world. Definitely, we have seen Nigerians that have lost their jobs to foreigners in their home country. This shouldn't be. We want to, and this is, I will tell you frankly, this is the first time I'm believing so much in this administration, because I'm seeing a right step in the right direction. I don't believe in propaganda. I believe in trashing issues as they come. This is a very practical step that has been taken, which I think is going to serve in Nigeria, both security-wise, both in area of capital flight, both in area of capacity development locally, in all ratification, wealth creation.
Well, maybe in the organized private sector, there might be enthusiasm, for the passing of this law. But then there will be Nigerians who will say, perhaps Nigerians themselves have been the problem in the very first instance in terms of our attitude to work and sometimes how we implement certain jobs that are given. I mean, let's talk about artisans, for instance.
Right.
A lot of Nigerians prefer to employ artisans from neighboring countries and take local Nigerian artisans. And you have to ask, why is that? And what are we doing to correct that, especially considering the fact that some of these artisans also work in the construction sector?
And that is why we came up with the idea of the Association of Indigenous Construction Contractors of Nigeria. We coordinate the entire local companies, as I said, which house the entire artisans. And in that case, we standardize them, because we are constituted in such a way that we have a board that is being represented by all the geopolitical zone and the professional bodies such as Korean, Nigerian quantity surveyors. All the professional bodies are also on the board of our trustee. So we try to standardize and enhance professionalism. So there's a provision to also address all this.
We'll talk about those provisions when we come back from this break. Just stay with us. Mr. Muyiwa Ibeun, you're still with us in the studio. He's the General Secretary, Association of Indigenous Construction Contractors of Nigeria. Now, you were explaining to us that you had, you had a base where you were taking all the artisans and trying to standardize them. Do you have a school?
Not a school. We register our members, and there's a process to the registration. After giving you the form, we ensure we subject you to a scrutiny that ensures that you work looking at the world best practice. We ensure we pass it through the professional bodies on professionalism. Institutional-wise, we try to advise, then we supervise, because we also try to guarantee our members to any of their claims.
Just wondering, how many artisans do you currently have in your database?
Our artisans, we have over 200 companies, and a company could have as much as possible artisan in it.
So you're actually registering companies,
companies,
not artisans,
not just artisans
themselves.
The company that house artisans.
Okay.
One of the things that comes to my mind if you're a Nigerian, you're really concerned about is look at our critical infrastructure. When you think about the fact that Julius Berger, for example, built the presidential villa, when you think about the National Assembly, and you know that these are foreign companies linked to foreign governments. And we had the recent news coming in from Addis Ababa about the AU headquarters that was built by the Chinese, and they now found that there was an espionage network built into that infrastructure. Should Nigerians be concerned about the fact that our inability to build our own infrastructure over the past few decades has now led to a situation where we're relying on foreign firms who may be national security threats?
Definitely. That is one of the reasons why I'm so happy about this executive order, for it addressing the area of security. A country can never be said to be independent if you are not truly independent. If your security is still left in the hands of other countries, you are definitely not independent. So for me, this is addressing a problem, security-wise, economic-wise, even political-wise. Because definitely you're creating wealth, you're reducing the capital flight, and definitely you're securing your country. Look at it recently on this Earthspence issue. It was said a local gun was produced that actually uses ammunitions of the AK-47. What it simply means is we can actually produce our own guns. And in the case when we were fighting Boko Haram, the United States denied us supply of arms and ammunition. If we have localized production of some of these things, definitely we wouldn't need United States to deny us of that.
Oh, we'll take more questions, but let's quickly go to Lagos now, where Chimbring has another guest.